Recently, French African countries have been rising against France and the grip it has on their nations. Just recently, Mali decided to drop French as it declared that it is no longer its official language. Not long after that, Vladimir Putin invited African nations, especially those under France's thumb. These countries all said enough is enough. They asked themselves, how can our countries be so resource-rich, yet we are so poor? Currently, there is a coup in Niger, which most of the citizens are in support. The military has ousted the government of President Mohamed Bazoum. Some of the ECOWAS nations condemn this act, and has given Niger's military a 7-day request to restore the ousted president. The new military government doesn't seem bothered. The very first thing the new government did was ban the export of their uranium and gold to France, as they believed they are being exploited by France, while their people suffer. This will be a lot of problem for France, as 1/3 of the homes in France are powered by uranium from Niger. Can you imagine that? Almost your whole country is powered by another country, yet that same country is the second poorest country in the world. It doesn't just end there. Over 80% of homes in Niger lack access to electricity, while France enjoys this. Gold is obviously one of the most precious metals in the world. Every country wants to accumulate as much gold as possible. The more gold you have, bigger your GDP and the richer your country. France gets all its gold from the African countries it ruled, including Niger, and now Niger just banned its source of power and its source of money. Do you think Niger did the right thing? Let us know what you think in the comments. This has made France angry, and President Macron gave them some warnings. France actually warns Niger that it would retaliate if its interest in the region is threatened, especially as protesters threaten to attack the French embassy in Niamey. The French president emphasized that he wouldn't take or tolerate any aggression against his country or its interests, and by interest I'm sure he is referring to uranium and gold. Protesters could be seen burning the flags of France and shouting "Down with France" as they supported the coup. Niger actually the 5th largest producer of uranium in the entire world. About 25% of uranium that entered the European Union in 2021 came from Niger, but they can't boast of power in their own country. As a result, over 60% of the population of Niger lives below the poverty line. In 2009 alone, a study ran by the Extraction Industry Transparency Initiative showed that French company Areva extracted uranium of over $4.8 billion, which is almost 1/3 of Niger's GDP today, but they only paid about $1 billion as royalty to Niger. That is outrageous. This has instilled anger in the hearts of the people of Niger, who also see it as them being exploited by France and the corrupt politicians they consider as puppets of France. It would be important to note that over 1,000 French troops have been stationed in Niger, especially in the capital city Niamey.
I think this story broke a couple of weeks ago. The juntas in Niger decided to break all ties with France, and they suspended all business transaction with France. This has been something that we the Africans have appreciated, because we believe that France has always had these unbalanced deals in Africa. France has always taken things from Africa, especially from their former colonies, and they have not given much back in return. France has always looked at Africa like a place where they could just harvest as much as they want without thinking about the people of that particular place. Niger has a lot of uranium and other natural resources, but yet still, Niger cannot boast of constant electricity. Niger has to buy 90% of their electricity from Nigeria, which, if you put all this together, this is really, really sad. How can you be a country so rich in uranium, an ingredient for electricity, but somehow you do not have enough power in your country? Somehow your country is still in the dark, but you are selling this mineral that is required for electricity to other countries. This is really sad. I have always said this, right? If only France thought of African people as people, you know, if France thought of these Africans not just as worthless people, but as people deserving some love and respect and compassion, wouldn't they just do things that will benefit the people? I have given this a lot of thoughts, and sometimes it's really, really hard to understand. How can France just sit by and watch things unfold? How can France just give a blind eye to the plight of the inhabitants of the countries where they are harvesting all the raw minerals? How can they? But if there's just one thing that is constant in life, is change. Change is the only thing that is constant because it will happen, whether we like it or not, it will happen. And we can see how change is blowing through West Africa. Countries are now saying that enough is enough, that France has had enough, and it's high time that France just go, and let them manage things by themselves, which I think is a very, very great move. It's a very great move. France should go, and let's see what we can do next. Let's try to re-evaluate our situations. Let's try to reinvent ourselves and see what path we are going to be taking next. It's always good to try new things, and sometimes they might not be as great as we thought, or they might just be excellent. But the bottom line is, let's try new things. Let's see how it goes, right? So I am so happy for the people of Niger trying to take back their country from foreigners. I am so happy for the people of Niger thinking within themselves that we have all these resources, but yet still we do not benefit anything from the resources. We have so much, but yet still we go hungry. We have so much, but yet still we do not have anything. Why should we keep on living in such a situation? Why? Why? So they have decided that it will not be business as usual. France has to go. Very, very great. Very, very great. So I hope that the junta in Niger will bring about change to the country. I hope that the junta in Niger will set an example for other countries to follow. It will be like an example for other countries in Africa to follow. I hope that the junta in Niger will try their best to fix things for common Nigerians. I hope the junta in Niger won't let people think about them as a failure. I hope all this for them. But you guys out there, what is your take on the juntas in Niger? And do you think that this junta government in Africa, like in West Africa, I think in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Guinea, Niger, Gabon, will they be any different from the past governments that we've had in the continent? Share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of good way, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.